Okay, today, I know it's all that sun and everything, okay? I know my forehead is shining. I still got my Invisaligns in, like, see? Okay. See right there, those are my visible liners, so excuse me if I sound like I have a lisp, because I do a little bit. Um, Kind of sad because they have to send my aligners back because it's not going to correct the problem areas that it was designed to do. So it's so crazy, but whatever. Um, Hopefully it gets done. This video is entitled that it is not up to you to help them. Where did I have this video? Okay, so I got finished exercising because every Tuesday I go and exercise, and today I had to have my hair to come out and just breathe because I've been having a lot of things to go to, so a lot of announcements and everything, and I wear wigs or sew-ins sometimes, and sometimes it's really good for protection, but I really like to have my hair to breathe. That's like the best way that it actually grows healthy. You know, it'll grow if you don't touch it regardless, but to get all the nutrients and everything, you can't just have it in just braids and cornrows all the time, you know. And covered on top of something. So I let my hair out and I exercise just like this, woolly and all. But I was sitting there and one of the fitness instructors was like, asked me, I'm trying to get this glare off. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can do it that way. Okay, sorry about that, but that looks like the best. Okay, yeah, so I was trying to, and yeah, so, um, I was trying to, I was exercising and I talked to one of the instructors that was just exercising because some of us just get up and just go and exercise, whatever. So she was talking about how, one of the girls, because I don't go out with them, but one of the girls that exercise with us, they went out to the club. She kind of set them up with a whole bunch of drama because she was out. She's married. She's out with another person, and they knew nothing about it. She didn't even give them the heads up to say, "Hey," And not only was it one person, it was a whole bunch of people, And that was her excuse. She was the main one that wanted to go out, and it set them back a lot because now her husband is looking at them like, you guys had her up to that when they didn't know. She was the one that actually wanted to go out, and she was just using them as bait to go out, and as a cover up for her to do her own thing. She was meeting people, at the gym, doing whatever. And so then she gets into this long, and she felt really hurt about it. And I can definitely tell that because how she came out and just started talking about it. And not only that, she started talking about all the hurts that other people did to her and things like that. And she was talking about how when she wanted to go and work at somewhere else because they wasn't giving her enough hours at the gym that we're at, it was a lot of people hating on her, and it was doing a lot of crazy stuff. And then she talked about also how it was a person that was going through the same thing, but when she tried to help her, she went and attacked her, and instead of her saying, well, yeah, I see this, let's both do this, let's go together and bring this out. It wasn't like that. The girl went and attacked her, and she was still trying to get her to understand, even though they're attacking her, seeing the big picture. So, I had to stop because I was like, I recognized what I saw in myself. You cannot help them to understand what is going on or show them, because the more that you do it, the more that you jeopardize yourself because they're not ready to receive it. That's just like giving a 5-year-old giving the 5-year-old a house. The parents died and the kid now has a house, okay? It is the kid's house, okay? And I really had to, this alliteration is so real because my cousin actually had a house given to her. And she wanted this house so bad, even when she was a teenager and a young adult. But my grandmother knew that she was not able to do it on her own. So she stayed in the house and helped her. But in her psyche, it was like, it's mine, I want it now. Just like that commercial, it's my money and I want it now. Which some of those people, they just don't have the patience to wait, you know. Yeah, things happen. Yeah, but if you look at things, you can cut back on some expense. People want things instant, 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 and it's not always good. But anyhow, so um yeah, just like that little kid, it's theirs. But if you give it to them there, it'll be detrimental not only to because they're gonna lose the house because they don't know how to upkeep it. They don't know the responsibilities of it. Um, Somebody can take it away and it can hurt them longer in the road if they don't know how to use a stove. They're 5 years old. They don't know how to use a stove. It's gonna hurt them. They don't know how to fix and make repairs. So when the thing goes down and gets torn up, they don't know how to take care of it. So it's gonna fall down. So um with that, and it also let me know with the process with my own mother, okay? Today, I know I even talked about a whole nother thing. Today I talked to my mom, and instead of her, she's starting to come back to herself. Um she's not all the way there because she's older. And when you are off your medication like that, or they switch your medications, it'll do more damage than having not having anything at all, given the wrong medication. Um, so now they're trying to reverse some of the effects of that, of having additional medication. So she gets up, but she's still in her conscious mind. She can, adhere to some stuff. She knows certain things. So she tells me, you bailed me out of jail. I didn't want you to bail me out of jail. I have my own money. I said, I'm aware of that, but if I don't know if you have your medication, if you don't have the right medication, we haven't had you respond, then something had to be going on. Which it was. It was whole 12 days, and she did not get her medication. She didn't get the right medication. And because they let it go on so long, they tried to get her with a depot shot that goes like a whole month. Sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 6 or 5. But they gave it to her for a whole month instead of just giving her the medication, when they were supposed to. Not only that, they didn't have her to go out. They just kept her locked and chained in a hole, and which is more detrimental to a person who has schizophrenia, because when they're in their phase, they will close off to everybody. They need to be in the population, because if they're not, they will go and react really, really crazy. And then when they go into the population, they don't know how to properly adjust. So yeah, but anyhow, she said, okay, I didn't need your money. I knew what was going on, and that basically she wanted her boyfriend to get up out the house. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell him to go? She was like, well, I did tell him, because he's not paying the rent and blah blah this and blah blah that. And I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you think about like some better alternatives? And my aunt always tells me, well, don't question her, and don't, I think that's bull crap. And I know sometimes I get in trouble for doing that, but it does bring a lot of stuff into perspective, because she's capable of making her own decisions, which made me think a lot. I'm like, okay, well then I just wasted over $700 to do this and to get you out and help, which it did. It did help. Don't get me wrong, it did help her, but at the same, and she needed that help because she would have really went off. But at the same time, I acknowledged that you really didn't want it. And you didn't even want the help. So for me to go and break my neck and try to get you stabilized to the point where you can move out here with me and move into my home is not only what you want, what you don't want, but something that you would probably just act a plumb fool if I did, So, um, I had to, it just put everything into perspective for me. I wanted a better life for myself, and God opened up the doors and let me see what my mom went through. She also helped me with a lot of things, but it also gave me revelation that some people, they want to be stuck that way. Some people want to be stuck that way. I choose not to. I've been through a lot of uh, things in my life, and I don't try to hide it or sugarcoat it anymore. I try to be the best person that I can possibly be. And I used to believe at one time that everyone wants the same, but I understand through that whole conversation and through that whole thing that I have to understand that some people are not. Some people are don't want. They want to stay in comfortability. They want to stay in that whole circle. Some people don't know anything else. Um, my mother came from a two family, mother and father home. So I know when I went to go and speak on for the National Alliance of Mental Illness and to pass this law, they were like, asking me a lot of questions. Well, and they always assume that since you're black, that and you live in areas where it's low income, that you didn't come from a two family home. My mom came from a two family home, like brothers and sisters and everything. Everybody worked in, the neighbors know us, um, all of that. So that wasn't an issue. The issue came when my mother was drugged, and because of that, she never like tried to turn anything else, you know, um, around. She holds a lot of guilt to it. A lot of not only that, but a lot of anger, like a lot of anger, and a lot of anger will turn into bitterness. And I saw that not only with her, but when I went through my whole situation, I started seeing like the spirit of it manifesting, trying to manifest into me. And I was like, oh, I was so excited about it. I know that's kind of retarded, but I never had that feeling because I was always taught in my head, like, you can overcome it, you can do this. It happens, but, it will get better. Things will get better. They used to always say, weeping may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. It has to come. When the morning comes, it has to. And that's what I kind of believe. But some people don't. Some people don't believe that. And you have to be okay with that and have a peace with it and say, okay, I understand that you want to go this way, but for me, I know it's something better. So I'm not going to judge you or hold you against that, because I can't hold my mom against, she's been done really, really dirty in her life. So I can understand how she goes through that and understand that it's nothing else better. But since I know better, I know that I need to do what's best for me, as protecting myself, guarding my heart, guarding my emotions. Some of these people are very manipulative, when I was talking to my coworker who is a fitness instructor, when we got finished with class, and she was talking about even the relationship with her and the other lady, and she was wondering why I never had this relationship with this woman, but I had already had my experience with her, so I already knew how to deal with certain things. Some people, like, if you get into it with other people, you get disagreements. You like, oh, some people go out and lash out. I'm not a lash outer. I believe that is somebody for everybody. You just might not. What we don't agree on is what we don't agree on. So and it could be like that. And I don't have to be disrespectful. I don't have to be saying you did this, you did that. No, I don't. I'm gonna keep myself with dignity in class, because that's just me, and keep it moving. Um, but with her, she was just like, I couldn't believe this. I'm so hurt. I'm so this. I'm so that. And it's like, okay, well, you understand now that what she was doing was something that you didn't want to be a part of. Now you understand it. Now you need to know. And she was like, well, I can make it beta. Maybe she can go to counseling. No, that's up to her to do that. It's up to you to protect yourself and guard yourself and anticipate what's going to come out next, because it just doesn't happen like that. But anyhow, yeah, I hate making long videos, and that's like 15 minutes, and I'm supposed to be recording these voiceovers. So yeah, it's not up to you to go and make other people see what you can see. There are going to be some people that hate your guts, and she talked about that too, about all the jealousy. And now that I come out of it, it's a lot of people that hate your guts, okay? They hate everything you're doing, not because, because you're doing it. They like, some of them like the cause. They just don't like it because it's you, okay? It's just because it's you. And you have to, it's a good, you're not a lasher outer. You know what? I used to be when I was a young kid, because I used to get bullied a lot. And it would be so unfair how people used to treat me, even adults. They would talk about how my accent was, how my hair was, and my hair was very, very long, and I learned something different in the States than, in Haiti, because it's like, they'll tell you, dark-skinned girls aren't supposed to have like long hair. It's crazy, And so I got treated a lot, really, really different. Because my mom was in prison, and because my dad was, in prison and going back and forth and getting deported, I got treated really, really bad. And I just made a decision when I was like, I want to say in the 8th grade, that I was not going to let anybody else take me to that level. And it was some people that noticed when I get angry, and they would try to push my buttons. So I learned how to guard my emotions and how to deal with things in an effective way, that they, people would leave me alone, or they understand that what they're doing, their trickery and their bribery, it's not gonna work with me. And that's what you have to do. So, yeah, but it's not up to, thank you. It is not up to you to find out what's going on in someone's head. It's not even up to you for them to make their own decisions. You just put the information out there and be the best that you can be. And if they really want to do what you're doing, or they really want to be better, they ain't even got to follow you. They're going to try to make steps to be better. That's what you need to look for. That's what you need to see. You need to understand that you're trying to do something better, and that they are not. And if you stay around any longer, you will become a casualty, okay? Yeah, or a partaker of their ignorance. So, yeah, I'm gonna be done so I can finish doing this doggone voiceovers, and because I got a busy day today. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey, and definitely stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. If this can help somebody, definitely share. If it helped you, thank you very much. Stay tuned. I have a lot of videos to upload about people with interviews with dealing with the homeless, because it's almost a December, and I do want to put that up before I go, and before the PBS series broadcast. And it took a lot of work. Thank God for that. Thank God. But I really want everyone that looks on this page to see firsthand what did I go through and what I did. The cameras and all that, I did that by myself, and it took a long time when you're like the only person that's with the camera person, and you're interviewing and you're seeing, and you go into the stops, and you don't have the right lighting, but you're seeing raw, uncovered footage from people who are actually either continuously they're on the street right now, or they just got off, or they're incarcerated. You see all different versions of homelessness. Not only that, you see some of the kids, you see some of the things that you don't see, that people don't show you in real life. When you go to these shelters, they show you the people who actually made it through, and they're like the product child. You see the poster kid. You don't see the everyday struggle, and that's what I wanted to show. So definitely look out for that. Hopefully something I said or done will help you. Thank God for you for looking and tuning in, whether you're looking at it now or later. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Definitely stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you so much.